Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says, yo.
Greetings, Koopalings, and welcome back to the Nintendo Shack. My name is Donnie Reese. On behalf of everyone here in the Shack and everyone that makes PSVG, I'd like to wish you and yours a wonderful, truly special, happy Thanksgiving. Before we get into the show, kick it off with our patron Mad Lib, let me introduce my hostess who comes with a Coke, Caroline.
Did you? No. Are you going to drink that?
Yep.
No, please don't.
What?
Because
No, I totally gonna drink. I bought it to drink it. I have a drink. I have
All right,
the soda.
Listen, before you go get another Coke, because I have literally been looking for a Coke with my name on it for 4 years since they started doing this.
Are you serious? I don't have another one. This is the one that I bought for tonight. I bought one Coke.
Save the bottle at least, please.
I will totally save the bottle. You can have it when I pick up Dragon Quest.
Yeah, I have literally not been able to find the bottle with my name on it. I've seen a Carolyn. That doesn't count.
No.
That doesn't count. So
Share a Coke with Caroline.
that is. I wish I had the classic red though, because Coke Zero's. Yeah,
Sorry, I can't.
it'd be what it'd be. Nice. You said you were introducing me like it's like I've never been on the show before or something.
Yeah, just type in whatever I can to get the show going. Caroline, Let's thank our patrons like we do each and every week here in Nintendo Shack with our Mad Lib. This one comes very special. Happy Thanksgiving. So, Caroline, please give me a year.
2035. That'll be 15 years from now.
I mean, adjective.
Orange.
A noun.
Window.
An adjective.
Sparkly.
Two foods.
Ooh. Burger and fries.
I need a verb past tense.
Past tense. Helped.
Plural noun.
Paper clips.
Number of days. Or a number.
A number? Okay. 77.
A year?
Another year?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 1999.
This week's patron will be Sean Capri.
What up, Sean?
He's had a rough week.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I need a month and two plural nouns.
Well, I'm not going to say November, so let's go with... Oh, did you ever read that Dr. Seuss book where it was like the compilation of all of those? What was the name of that month?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Anyway, I'll just say June.
June. Two plural nouns.
Tapes and
tapes?
Tapes, like cassette tapes.
Oh, okay.
Tapes and buttons.
Tapes and buttons. That's very nice. All right, let's see here.
Button is such a cute word.
4 nouns, an adjective, and a food.
What?
Yep.
4 nouns. Okay. God almighty.
It's a lot.
Flour. Cookie dough. Paint.
Yes. There we go.
Ew. And wine.
Wine.
Yeah. And what were the others?
An adjective and a food.
Well, use wine for the food. Another noun would be barrel. And an adjective would be plastic.
Okay, here we go. Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, boy.
The first Thanksgiving was held in 2035 when the Pilgrims and Indians came together for an orange meal to celebrate their first window in America. It was Sparkle. The Indians brought burgers and fries to the festivities, and the Pilgrims... Let's see here, what did they do? The Pilgrims helped paper clips for everyone. That doesn't make any damn sense. The feast lasted for 77 days. In 1999, President Sean Capri declared the fourth Tuesday of June as a day of tapes and buttons and called it Thanksgiving. Modern Thanksgiving celebrations usually include cooking a large flour with stuffing and cookie dough. Hang on, with stuffing and cookie dough sauce.
Ew!
While eating paint pie
Ew.
and watching barrel games on television. My favorite thing about Thanksgiving is the plastic wine. What about you?
Ew! Sorry. I just totally ruined everybody's appetite. I apologize.
So thank you to everyone that supports us over there at patreon.com/PSVG. Keep the boat afloat. Made the PSVG house party a thing. Caroline, let's get into the show and let's do what we do every week. Let's talk about what we've been playing. I presume we've been playing the same thing. We've been playing that Pokemon.
Still. I don't know what it is. It's a mixture of... I thought I was ready to play this game and I was needing to play this game, but a mixture of it is WoW keeps sucking me in and it's a problem, right? It's not a I'm losing sleep and forgetting to eat type problem that it used to be, but it's a I don't want to play anything else problem. Not to mention, I think I just got really, really upset and bombarded with all of the crap that preceded this game launching, that it just kind of took the wind out of my sails. And I just, like, it's not got the same kind of grandeur that a Pokemon game has for me. I hate to say that everybody sort of ruined it for me.
Really?
So I'm only through the 5th gym. I barely played it today. I wanted to try and finish this game for Shaq today.
Which one is the 5th gym?
Well, I defeated Opal yesterday. You watched me do that
that's
one.
That's right. I know what the gyms are. I just don't remember them like in order or what number they are.
Yeah. Very fun gym.
Opal's great.
Very
Opal's the
frustrating
best.
dream.
Could use more Opal.
She's probably the best character personality-wise in the game thus
It'd been
far.
great if she was like the commissioner and she just kept judging everybody and making everybody answer questions and stuff.
Pink.
I'd be there for that. That's hilarious.
She's great. I like jumping in and doing raids with everybody. So, my streamers come in, Kyle and Benji and Bear, we're all like jumping in and doing the raids together, and that's fun and great and everything. But
I've
I just
seen other streamers, notably Guru and several other folks that I follow. They like that. That seems to be catching on with the streaming thing.
It's
playing raids with your watchers and listeners.
It's a very MMO thing. And so I like that part of it. But for some reason, it's like pulling teeth trying to get me through the story. It's just...
It's because the story sucks, Caroline. It's bad.
It's just, I don't have any desire to keep...
Because it's boring.
Going from town to town. So I want to try and catch everything through the areas that I'm going into, but now it's just getting to the point that it's like, this whole thing is a chore.
Yep.
And I hate to say that because I love Pokemon. It's probably like in my top 5 series, period. But I just don't know what the problem is. I think it's just a mixture of, it left a bad taste in my mouth when it started. I'm playing other things and I don't know.
Well, I have finished the story.
I'm sure you did.
Sort of. Because here's the thing. I know you're going to hate this. You are going to hate this. I don't think anybody else will care, but you specifically are going to be like, that doesn't count. Mm-hmm. So Sunday was a day of wrestling. Melissa left. She and her girlfriend went to the cabin and went and...
Left?
They went and she told me, I was like, what did you girls do? Her best friend came from the city she lives in or whatever. And they went to their parents' cabin. And she was like, well, we discussed candles.
What?
And I was like, really? That's what you did. You discussed. They went candle shopping and they tasted wine, and they sat in a hot tub and they just had a little gal weekend.
This is why, I'm sorry, nothing against Melissa. This is why my friends are guys
why
and
you
I'm
don't do
not
girl
I'm not a
weekends?
girl person.
I was like, candles? Now,
that
apparently,
sounds
they
absolutely
discussed some
terrible.
other things that when she started to go into that topic, I said, I'm out. Tap out. So Sunday was like a wrestling day. We had Survivor Series and the AEW show, and Jack and I were catching up on that and the NXT TakeOver. So me and Jack sat there and played wrestling and watched wrestling all day.
Sure.
While we watch wrestling, me and Jack play Pokemon. Because the thing that I've said this before, I think I've said it for years. I feel like by the way, you ever get when you're podcasting, when you say something you feel like you've said before, like you don't want to say it again? Like every time I say something
especially
twice.
when I go on another show earlier that week. Like if I do Shaq and then Kevin wants me to do PSVG and I'm like, I don't want to repeat myself.
Yeah, because I always feel like Sean or Romaine or somebody's just like, Donnie, we know, quit saying it. But
yeah, especially when I've been talking about it on my stream.
It bothers
There's
me. Like
people that just don't tune in my stream. So
in my head, I'm constantly having this like super fast conversation. But like, do they know this already? Anyway,
yeah.
For maybe the 80th time, I like playing Pokemon when I'm watching TV. It's just how I play these games. It's the RPG thing that I do. It's vegetation. It's non-brain food. It's just completely zoning out.
See, we're leaving tomorrow to go to my in-laws, and it's a 2.5-hour drive. And while I suck at concentrating in a car, I tend to get very sick. I'm going to try and chip away at a lot of this on the drive there and back.
Yeah, I can't play in cars. I tried that too. It doesn't work.
Anyway, continue.
So
Wrestling.
anyway, we're watching wrestling all day long, all night long, and we're playing Pokemon. Jack's way ahead of me because Jack is mainlining this story. He thinks it's a race to the end. Meanwhile, I'm doing what I do. Catching my Pokemon. I'm leveling them up. I got Machamp. I got Snorlax up to like 55. I'm doing all these raids. Caroline, I spent 4 or 5 hours just going from red light to 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 red light.
And you know what? I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. Because
That's so much more fun than the story.
That's what Benji and Kyle are doing. They're always like, "Hey, so and so popped up in the den,"
Yes.
or and that's why I jump in.
The wild area is so much fun. You don't have to pay any attention. You can collect all your stuff, and even if you don't collect something, you're being instantly rewarded.
Yeah,
Right? You get candy, you get experience, you get bonuses. So
those
I did that.
one-use TMs and stuff.
I just boosted all of my Pokemon. I set my team, had everything just the way I wanted it. I beat the final gym. I was on my way to trek up that champion road. Jack has already beaten it. He's already spoiled it. He's showing me what's
nice.
What's it called? Eternatus?
Eternatus.
Whatever. Yeah, that's the ugliest thing I've ever seen. It's like that's a Pokemon. I hate these Pokemon.
Its Gigantamax form is pretty dope.
Don't like the Pokemon that look like abstract art figures. Like my Pokemon.
I know the Ultra
Pokemon are
Beast
supposed to be
did it.
animal-like.
I know.
Anytime you get into this stuff, I don't like it. I just don't.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's get off my lawn, old man Pokemon guy, right? I'm like Mr. Fuji. I can't stand that stuff. So anyway, he's spoiling it for me. So I get there and he goes, "Dad, what's the one that he has? He's got the one dog and I've got the other dog. I've got Zamazenta and he's got Zacian.
Zacian, yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's like, I got Zacian. Can I have your Zamazenta since you don't like it? And I said, sure, if you want to beat the rest of this for me. So I gave it to him, let him put it on the TV, and I watched him beat the champion and the commissioner and get the dog. So
I will.
So I didn't technically beat the whole thing. We beat the ending together. But I did all the gems, and I watched him go through it. I just the reason I wanted to tell this story, because I was actually expecting this from you. The reason I wanted to tell you the story was to support your conclusion that the story is beyond bland. Like, to call it vanilla is giving it more than it probably has. It's so boring.
It's a
The
shame
story's so bad.
I like a select handful of the characters.
It's honestly
just,
almost like there's no story. It's just the story. It's the story that Pokemon has always been.
And I wonder if this is just because we had it shaken up so much where we did trials on last gen, and it was kind of
I just think the characters are bad.
and
No, I think the characters are bad.
I really like Sonya, and I like Opal.
I like Sonya's design. There's nothing about Sonya,
And
the
I
character,
like-
that I think is good. Like the
Well,
character.
I like the fact that she was there was clearly something that she was being a trainer and something happened, and I haven't figured that out yet. That she just kind of said, screw being a trainer, I don't want to do anymore. But now she's trying to gain her grandmother's favor in order to...
You're overreading.
Okay, maybe not then. Maybe not.
Bede is like the best. Beatty, whatever he is, he's better. He has some character to him.
He's a
jerk.
I won't say it. You can blip it out and just
yeah, but like at least that you provide some character along the way. It's a lot better than like Hop is just like a cookie cutter.
Oh, he's terrible.
He's obnoxious.
He's terrible.
And then like the whole storyline is very paint by numbers. You see it coming from a million miles away. Yeah. And it ends exactly how you expect it to end. And Leon, I don't have many nice things to say about him either. So
I saw him in like the battle tower like post thing where he's kind of got like this super dapper looking
yeah.
Like, and I'm like, the boy cleaned up pretty nice. Why is he
if the commissioner's plot was more sinister, if it was more evil? See,
okay,
that's
so
the thing. We've missed that in Pokemon for a long time.
Well, let me because
since like the days of Red, like we need real evil. Team Rocket evil.
Well, I mean, we kind of had it with Lusamine in the regular Sun and Moon games, not the Ultra Sun and Moon, where she was...
Yes.
She was kind of batshit.
That's why we like that, or I say we. I'm speaking on behalf of me and Lobo. We really liked that story.
Right, I did too. Like, Mama was cray, you know?
Because you felt like you were avenging someone. You had purpose.
Yeah, I felt terrible for Lily.
Sword and Shield has zero purpose.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a million different reasons why, and it sucks because I do love this series a lot. I'm gonna collect the Pokemon for the reasons that I want to collect them for my home whenever home comes in here. And I think another thing is, I don't know, home isn't here yet, so I don't feel pressured to get everything and merge it all into one big collection of boxes like I normally do.
Yeah.
What else was I going to say about it? I can't remember.
What I wanted to say is before we get too far off the story is bad train and people take negative thoughts, I still really like the game. It's not my game of the year. I would say it's a letdown from what I expected and was hoping and dreaming from the wild area and all the stuff that we led up to pre-release. I had grander hopes for this coming off of Sun and Moon, my favorite Pokemon in the series.
Right.
This isn't that.
I would say the same.
Yeah, it's a letdown, but it's still Pokemon. And that makes it good. Like it's still it's what I say about Kool-Aid. All flavors of Kool-Aid are good. You have some that are better than others, but it's all Kool-Aid.
It's still good Kool-Aid. Statement, but okay.
Well,
grape, anything grape. Ugh.
Oh, I love grape Kool-Aid on a hot summer day. Oh, that's legit. Oh man.
Yuck. Anything fake grape flavored is just like Diamond.
The raids are really, really fun because it's so streamlined. Like I said last week. Because all of the systems and everything are so streamlined, it's easier than ever to play. And that is good. If this was the RPG chore fest that like Gold and Red were, this would be a terrible game because the story is not worth it. But luckily for this, you don't have to put up with it that long to get through it. Like it's pretty quick. My playtime, by the way, I'm in and I checked it right before Jack quit. He's still playing. I transferred my Pokemon save file to his Switch so he can play my stuff on his. It's like 28 hours, I think, where I was in.
Yeah, well, I saw that. In comparison to previous titles, it's very much shorter than a lot of other things. But
I played Sun for a good 45, 50 before I finished.
At the same time, it feels like it's been so long for me just because I don't feel like I'm fully enjoying it. So, it's kind of like when you're at work and you're just dying for work to be done with, and the day seems like forever. It feels like every time I get into it, like a million years have passed, but I haven't made any progress. I really, really, really hate to say that about this game. I hate to say that about any Pokemon game, but I don't know what it is.
Hey,
it's just...
I know what it is. It's just it lacks purpose, and it doesn't, it's sad. It's not sad.
Let's get out a Pokemon game again this November.
It's got other stuff though, right? So like it makes up for it in other ways, like the raid and like the game.
I really do like the raids. Like
it's better. So like it's got pros, and the con isn't necessarily like I wouldn't go as far as like saying it's awful, but the story is just okay. Like it is a 5 out of
It's
10.
like
It is just the middle of the
something that's
road.
completely unsalted, like unsalted mashed potatoes.
You could have taken it out for quite honestly. I might have enjoyed it better. You could just let me go and find gems randomly, and there'd be no overarching plot, and I would have rather done that than
Now,
this.
let me say, yesterday when I was playing and I was in Glenwood Tangle, I got my Ponyta. I have all my Ponyta into my Rapidash. I
How
was
good
very
is that
excited about
area?
that. Shut the front door.
We forgot
Dude,
to talk about that. Yeah.
when I went into Ballinley, which
Yeah.
is the little ferry inside, bar none, best Pokemon town ever.
That's what Michael was talking about last week. He was talking about how gorgeous it was, and he's right. It is beautiful.
Oh, it's like, so Laver City in X and Y used to be my number one, followed by the tree. I can never remember the name of the tree
can't
top
remember
village
any of them.
in Ruby and Sapphire. Those were my top two. Screw that. This place, as soon as I walked in, you can go back and look at it on my stream. I immediately stopped my train of thought. I was talking about something and we walked in and I just went, oh,
Yeah, it's very nice.
it had that effect on me.
And it's a good like juxtaposition to the rest of the game. It's a good little different venture. Though I liked the town after it, which I dubbed Christmas Town. Very
Okay,
pretty.
I haven't gotten there yet.
It was very pretty with like snow and like cobblestone, and all the buildings are like stone. I was like, this is very nice. It's like a Coca-Cola commercial. I'm like looking and walking around. I'm like, where's the polar bear? Like I've been here before. I've seen this. This is kind of cool.
I have to ask a question then. I've noticed that there are very, very less, like there's much less amount of routes in this game. There's only up to 10 as opposed to in the 20s like we're used to. Is that because the wild area exists?
Probably.
And
I don't know. I mean, that
so
makes sense.
are there literally just 10 routes?
I didn't count on it. I don't play that way. I just keep
Okay, well,
going to the marker.
you're
I know what
literally
you're
just-
talking about, but like when I play, I just go to the marker. So I'm not. I think so.
I'm only on route 8. You backtrack a lot. You go to
Yes.
the middle hub and you go out the one way
And
and
the other
another
thing is,
way.
I'm fast traveling. Are you?
Sometimes I
See, I
forget.
kept going back, especially to the wild area. Like
Yeah.
I'd go to the gym and then back to the wild area, and then I go to the next and back to the wild area.
There's so many mechanics in this game that are streamlined. Like I forget that I can access my boxes anywhere that I want to now, and I'm not doing it. I wait until I get to a Pokemon just because I forget. And I'm so yeah. See, I'm old school, and I just remember that it's the way that you're.
The next
supposed to
game
do
would
it.
be great if the whole thing was wild area and you could go in any direction you wanted.
That would be nice. That would be true Breath of the Wild.
And
fashion
like
for Pokemon.
yeah, and like the gyms leveled up with you, so it didn't matter which order you took them in.
Yeah,
They
that
would be
great.
there and challenge you.
Yep.
That would be fantastic.
Yep.
That would be awesome.
So I hate, like I said, I hate to say bad things about it. I'm on Route 8. I'm about to go to my 6th gym. It's just kind of lackluster to me.
It's just not. It's not special. It doesn't mean that it's not good. It's just not enamoring. It's not in.
Oh yeah, this could be your child's first Pokemon game,
Yes,
and they
I'm
are
not
absolutely in
invested into
love
it.
with it.
If I
Yeah.
was reviewing it, my score would be like 7. It's good. It's just a
I wouldn't even
good
maybe
game.
go, 6.5. Maybe.
But if you're
for
asking me like when I'm trying to think of it like in terms, because I don't like the review scores. Devin has like won me over that, so I don't really like doing the scores. But right now when I think of like reviews, in my mind I think of like tiers of games. I'm thinking like these are the best games, these are good games, these are games you should try. You know, like now this is in the games you should try category. Whereas like Astral Chain and Luigi's Mansion, like those are great games. You've got to go get those games. This isn't
if
that.
you need a Pokemon game on your Switch, yeah. But I would even say Let's Go.
I was just about to go there. Do you think it's better than Let's Go?
I enjoyed Let's Go more than this.
It's close. For
Now,
me.
no.
They're close.
That being said,
I think it's better than Let's Go. Because I still
think it's better
enjoy
than
the
Let's Go.
battle mechanics that Let's Go
All right.
doesn't have.
Yes, I understand that, and if I had to go back to throwing things and using one thumbstick for
That's
controls,
suck.
I would probably be driven nuts. But I think once I get into post game and shiny hunting and stuff,
We
I'm
say
gonna
that and they announce Let's
game.
Go 2 tomorrow and we get all excited for more Pokemon.
Hey, I totally would go back to Johto.
If they
Dude.
if they did something like that.
I want to catch the
A big
three
appeal for Let's Go
legendary
is the
cats again.
nostalgia. Like if you don't have
Yeah.
the nostalgia, it loses a lot of appeal quickly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that the Let's Go games looked better than this game. They had a more clay molded feel, whereas this one's just kind of like, yeah, we pull this stuff from the 3DS models and
It's very
threw it on there.
3DS. Like, it is very 3DS HD game. Yep, that's about right. Let's hope. I was hoping for a higher bar. This is a new thing, back to the TV HD system. I was hoping for a little bit more. Let's hope they nail it on the next one. We'll see.
Especially since the Switch has been out almost 3 years
But
now.
I don't want to crush them for it. I mean,
I don't either.
It's not awful. It's not a bad game.
Listen, I'm still gonna like do a bunch of stuff on this.
I feel
thing
the need to say that. I played this game for 30 hours. There's not a lot of games I play for 30 hours.
Well, Rebecca and I are both big on the alchemy scene, and so we're figuring out how do you get these sweets? You know, like are they even in the game yet? We haven't been able to figure it out. So we're gonna do this whole alchemy thing, and I'm so glad that she's gonna do it with me because it's an endeavor. But there's just the story part to get to those things is like pulling teeth.
Yep.
It's like pulling teeth.
Anyways, anything else?
No.
I am playing The Tourist.
It's cute, yeah?
It's awesome. It
Yeah?
really, really is. Here's the thing.
I saw a bunch of people were streaming that the other day.
I'm 50% done.
Yeah?
That's what it says on my save profile. I've opened 5-6 islands, I think. I just bought some more guides. I was talking to the Nintendo dads today, and I was telling them that my expectation for this game is that I think some interested people will buy it, and I feel that some of them might quit on it before they get to where it gets good. And I don't want to be the person that's like, you gotta play it for 10 hours before it gets good. It's not that long. It's a short game. But the puzzles in the game are obtuse. And
that's what I like.
There is no hand-holding. You've got to go figure it out. But if you figure it out, specifically if you get to the third island, it starts to get pretty nuts. And you're like, wait a minute, this is in the game? And then if you keep going, it keeps going in that direction. So like it gets better and better and better. Without trying to give it away. So like the obtuse part, like there's one part where you'll be told like, hey, there's stuff in the sand. And there's kind of a visual mark, but if you don't know what you're looking for, you're going to miss it. And when I was watching somebody stream it, they completely missed it. And I did too the first time I walked through. And it wasn't until I figured out one that it clicked in my head like, oh, I know where other things are this, and then you go find them all. Right? There's things like that. And it's very fetch questy. You've got to get person A something so you can get to person C to get them something to get to person D. And you kind of start to unravel this connected like little puzzle on an island, which then unlocks like the tomb. And then you go and do the tomb, and then there are puzzles in the tomb. So you gotta like jump off all the squares or like break some blocks to like undo the puzzles. And it's very, very good. I said it's obtuse, but it's not hard. When you know what you're doing, it seems super easy.
I like really challenging puzzles.
It's the knowing what to do that makes it hard. But like once you're done with it, like today I watched somebody play it on Twitch, and I watched them play just the first area, and I watched them do all the same things I did. And I was like, I could do this in 5 minutes because I already know what I'm doing. But just like him, it took me 35 minutes walking around, shaking every tree, everything, because I didn't know what I was doing, right? So it's like that. It's that part that I think is going to ward people off. Like if anybody jumps in because they like the art style, which is absolutely what grabbed me. The game is gorgeous. It looks awesome. It's got this Minecrafty, they call it voxel, box-like animation, but it's like Link's Awakening, like claymation, realistic.
It's cute.
It's got all the like lighting and water effects. It looks real.
It's Unreal Engine 4.
It does have like that dreamlike like smear effect on the edges of the screen, but the game runs super smooth, so it's never really a problem. Like it's just kind of it fades out what you can see in the distance. Like your draw distance is really short, and I think that's a puzzling mechanic. They don't want you to see so far in advance. You know, they want you to walk around and talk to everybody. Gotcha. So that said, when you get to the third or fourth, I don't know. I don't count the islands. When you get into the game, you unlock a few islands. You get to this island, which is what you saw in the trailer, where there's a freaking arcade game there. There's an arcade where you can play Shinin games.
No way!
And then like you collect music from Shinin games, so like mini golf and all this other stuff, which completes other quests. There's a helicopter, and you play soccer, and you do all kinds of crazy stuff. It's a crazy game.
Games. I love games and games.
It's a crazy game. Like that's the part of it. Like once you start unraveling, you're like, this game is pretty dope. It's pretty cool. It's kind of special in that way.
Good deal. I'll pick it up then because I was on the fence about it, but it does sound like a Kero game.
You got to find all these little hidden coins, and you got to take pictures of all the little things, and you got to do all the little quests, make everybody happy, and
Quests
you got to
are
unlock
good.
all this. Yeah, that's the game.
Yeah.
That's it. It's like light platforming, puzzly adventure game,
Yes.
and it's very much adventure games. $20.
How much? 20? Yeah.
And I bought it, and I played it for maybe 3.5 hours, and I couldn't be more pleased with it. Is it my favorite game of the year? Probably not. Am I totally happy that I purchased this game and I'm going to keep playing it? Absolutely. I
Yeah.
absolutely will.
I'll probably
been
wait until it
fantastic.
goes on sale just because I have so many things
Yeah,
that I
wait.
could be playing instead. But yeah.
Yeah, this is
Good
up
deal.
there in like the indie darling Nintendo
Yeah.
Switch realm. Like, I think you should get this game because
Okay.
it's cool. It's got a lot of cool stuff in it.
Cool.
They had the mini golf music. There's like a DJ on the beach, and like you go on the dance floor, and your little the guy reminds me of Hopper from Stranger Things. He's got like a little shirt on, he's got little glasses, a little mustache,
Oh,
you
my
know.
fave.
And like you get out on the dance floor and you can dance. He's just like, and it's like this little box. He's like shaking his head,
It's so
and you can
cute.
like kind of like twist and tilt.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so good. It's so good. That's good stuff. And you unlock like I call them power ups, but you unlock like abilities. It's like you can't run at first. Well, you can later, which lets you
Ooh.
jump further. Let you go back to the island you've already been to and get stuff you couldn't get before. And
That reminds me of Minute. Minute's very similar.
there's hidden caves. It's like stuff. Man. You go on. Oh man, I completely forgot. You go underwater. There's an underwater. You go deep sea diving, and you gotta
Nice.
like collect all the fishes and like do salvage. Yeah.
Stop! All right.
There's all
I'm gonna
kinds
get
of
this
stuff
game.
like this, right?
Yep.
You hear me talk about it for like last 3 minutes and it sounds nuts. There's like, wait a minute, you're playing soccer and
I
deep sea
know, but
diving
I
and
love-
caves.
I love little bitty things within. That's why I love WoW. There's always something to do in WoW. There's fishing, there's cooking, there's doing little quests for somebody over here for daily rep, and it's just that's why I love questing. Questing is the bomb.
Well, then I think you'd like this one. I don't think it's like overly. That's the other thing. I don't think it's like overly. It's not overly hard
Demanding of your time.
or demanding, right?
Yeah.
But I do think some people are gonna get in and they're gonna have trouble with the puzzle, or they're not gonna know what to do, and they're just gonna quit.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be a shame because if they had seen the helicopter and the soccer and the arcade and stuff that's to be later, then maybe they keep going. I almost feel like maybe if you'd given them a taste and then put them in the front, that they'd be more apt to go. Because like I didn't know. I don't
Yeah.
think a lot of people are gonna know. Like you don't know until you get there. And I'm unfortunately, if you're upset that I'm spoiled it for you, like I'm trying to encourage you to go get it.
Yeah.
Plus, we're the spoiler cast.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah.
Whatever, dude.
By the way, I noticed, I'm not sure if you noticed, but I'll point this out. You notice that we are the spoiler cast because we talked about how to solve a puzzle in Luigi's Mansion. But Kevin completely goes through an entire mission in Call of Duty and talks about everybody he shot along the way.
I know.
No mentions at all. Nope.
Nobody
completely not.
nobody bats an eye.
Which
Yep.
is fine. I'm not taking shots at Kevin. All I'm saying is the spoiler thing that people get mad about, you're only spoiled if you are hearing something you don't want to hear, right? Like
Yeah.
if you spoil something nobody plays or nobody cares about, then it doesn't matter. So like
Word.
the rules, it's a moving target is what I'm trying to say, and it's not fair to hold everybody to the standard.
It's subjective, not objective.
Yes. All right. Anyway, that's what we've been playing. Caroline, let's get into the news. Hold the phones. For 5 days, starting November 29th, 4 new spirits will enter from Resident Evil into the Super Smash Brothers Ultimate Spirit Board. I saw Jill and Leon and some other
Yeah.
folks. I don't remember.
Well, when I saw this, I thought it could be Leon, but then, I've always said, like, since this whole thing, who's going to be in. I've said Leon would be perfect.
I always credit Tim for at least letting me know that. He was the first
Yeah.
person that was like, this is a great character, and I agree. So the question must be asked, does this mean what we think it means? Currently, there are no characters that are also spirits, right?
Yes.
So
That's
does this
correct.
mean that they're out? They're not included?
Here's the thing.
Or is it a diversion, or does it not mean anything at all?
DLC characters get their own spirit board, so why are they putting these here?
Is it
maybe
a DLC
it's-
character that's a different character?
Now that you say that, it's probably hey, we're giving it the Xenoblade 2 treatment. We really, really wanted these guys in, but, we can't do it. How they were like, Rex, we wanted, development on the game had already finished and all that stuff. So maybe this is hey, we love these guys and we wish they could have been in, but instead we're putting spirits on there.
It'll be interesting. We should find out soonish. enough, soon enough. Right?
Yeah, I think news drops during the Game Awards.
Game Awards of the Smash Fighter.
Yep.
I think that makes sense. I wouldn't bet against that. Like, I wouldn't bet of a new game reveal in lieu. I think if I was power ranking most likely Nintendo news at the Game Awards, Smash Fighter goes to the top of the list. Before any other
3.
game reveals, I think that would go to the top of the list.
Yep. Smash and Bayonetta 3, I would think probably would both be good.
We'll come back to this topic in a little bit. Keeping with Capcom, Devil May Cry 3 Special Editions come to the Switch February 20th for $20. There's a 3-pack coming in Japan for Devil May Cry 1, 2, and 3. 1 is on the cart.
Ooh.
2 and 3 are digital downloads. So they're doing that Resident Evil thing. Sucks that they're like, so we have the Devil May Cry like collection on current gen consoles, all the HD stuff.
Yeah.
That is cheaper
But these
than
are old, untouched versions.
Yeah.
So,
I do like Devil May Cry.
I like the originals. The original 2, I definitely watched a friend play, and I got pretty into it. Dante is the bomb.
I mean, they said they wouldn't put Dante in Smash until Devil May Cry was on the Switch. Well, it's getting more and more on the Switch now.
Yeah.
Could we get some sort of Dante reveal with maybe a Devil May Cry 5 or a port or a 4 or something?
I don't think 5 would be on the Switch. I just don't think it can, I don't think it can run it.
I think if it did, it would be severely downgraded. We've already talked about this. We've talked about this in the past. Devil May Cry 5, while not a giant game, is a gorgeous game. Not just from the visual side, but from like the engine and the camera movements. I've never seen anything like it on Switch. I would be worried. I would be severely concerned.
Yeah.
But maybe they could get it done. Who knows? Who knows? All kinds of stuff's possible. DMC is probably my favorite, and I feel like that's an unpopular opinion. I love the
favorite to be in Smash or
no, Devil May Cry game, like the DMC game that Ninja Theory did.
Oh!
I really loved that game. I thought the game was awesome, and I don't know how. Not many people liked it because it wasn't the original team and all that, but I really liked it. Anyway, this dropped last week, the day after our show. So this is kind of old news here, but I'll go ahead and make a note of it. Pokemon Sword and Shield have sold more than 6 million copies its launch weekend, making them the fastest selling Switch game of all time and the highest grossing Pokemon game in franchise history.
So it don't matter if I don't like it. And it doesn't matter for everybody else that was complaining about no national decks. This is just going to...
Yeah, for all the complaining and all the news and everything we led up to it, it means nothing. They'll keep doing it.
Yep.
And I wouldn't go as far as saying I don't like it. I like it. But that's that's as far as I'll go with it. I'll say I like it.
Yeah.
Let's get into our Shaq questions direct from you. Thank you so much for giving them to us, by the way, because it's a light news week and we're recording early, so we really needed them. And I really appreciate them. So let's kick it off with Paul Calicut. He asks, what's the best Black Friday deal for Luigi's Mansion 3? Now, I looked this up before we did this today.
Probably Walmart.
Walmart's $10 off, so they do $50. That's probably the best. I've seen it on like Rakuten for $48, but you gotta like shipping.
I don't like Rakuten.
There are no Black Friday doorbuster deals that are advertised that I'm aware of. I checked Target, Black Friday, or Best Buy.
Walmart's had $10 off new releases for some time now.
Yeah. So that's unfortunately you're not getting that much of a great deal. You have to go get it. Any Thanksgiving plans or Black Friday plans? That comes from Drew.
There's been several games that I've had my eye on for some time that I may just stock up on. Ones that have been out for a few years that I need to grab before they go non-existent. Thanksgiving, I'm going to my in-laws. We're going to hang out with... Yeah, we're going to hang out with Brian's family this year because we did it with my family last year, and we'll do Christmas with my family this year, and yeah, we just switch off. So, we're going to go hang out with the big family because my family's not so big.
Family get-togethers always good to me. I always find a retreat in some room somewhere.
I'm just an introvert like that too. I love my in-laws. I really do. It's just that I'm an introvert. And so being forced to be around people all the time always takes it out of me.
It's a good thing. My sister-in-law keeps cranking out kids, man. So oftentimes when like we get together, they'll leave me with the baby. So like they'll all go do something and I'll be like, I'll take the baby. Oh no, I'm great with babies. They sleep on my chest and everything. It's just like the cats. It's perfect. for Thanksgiving, we are staying home. So like you, we typically go to other places, but all of our other places are leaving, going to other places. So we're home alone this year.
Cool.
So Melissa ordered Cracker Barrel.
Hell yeah, that's the best thing to do.
Yep.
Are you kidding me? That's their biggest day of the year.
Her law office did something where they had it one year, and Melissa swears by it, and she doesn't want to cook a big deal like for us. And
Let me just say,
like, why should she?
Yeah.
She's not that great at cooking either.
Brian used to work at Cracker Barrel, a long time ago, and he said that like everybody pretty much does. It is the bomb. Okay, they're open on Thanksgiving too, I believe.
Yeah.
So if you're lucky enough to have a Cracker Barrel around you, I highly recommend it.
We're ordering in. Go get it and bring their Thanksgiving dinner to us.
So good.
Turkey, graving, stuffing, feeling fat. What a great time of the year. Any games that reoccur during the holidays when the fam is over? Got any games that are new that you're looking forward to sharing with your family or immediate or extended? Killer Queen Black is what I've got my eye on. That comes from Kaiju.
Nah, we play Mario Kart with my siblings-in-law. We play Mario Kart and Mario Party sometimes, but I don't think I'm bringing all of the big things for the Switch because we're literally just going to be going over there, doing the stuff. We may go see a movie. We'll probably go see Frozen 2 again because they have not seen it, but I will absolutely see it another 5 million times in theaters. So we probably won't be doing the game thing. We get back on Friday, and it's just going to be a 3-day weekend for me and Brian to actually just chill together because we haven't really had time to do that.
Isaac, when we do family get-togethers, we typically play Mario Kart's a big one, Smash is a big one. We'll also do a lot of VR.
We do Smash as well.
VR is a big deal. Everybody likes to rotate and do Beat Saber, although I tell you, it gets messy because like that headset gets pretty sweaty in there. Stuff like
Ew.
that. Yeah.
Ew.
Rock Band is a big favorite, and so is Just Dance. So we play all of those things.
I can't believe that Rock Band is so popular still.
I don't think is it still like popular? I don't know if I'd call it popular now. It feels like a niche game now.
Maybe.
I don't know a lot of people that own it. We've got 2 guitars, and Victoria and I still play it. We still play it regularly. I still buy stuff.
Have you seen the amount of money that those like guitars and stuff go for? It's
because
unbelievable.
They stopped making them.
Oh, that makes sense.
They can't afford to keep making them because like the games wasn't selling, so they discount everything, and now they're hard to find.
Yeah,
and here's the thing though,
crazy to find.
When they first announced this back at the start of this generation, I was so on board for Guitar Heroes because they were changing out the library and it was streaming.
Right.
Which is Rock Band, you had to buy all the songs individually. But as Guitar Hero faded away, they give you some songs, right? Like you get like 30. But
I see.
Right.
I guess.
But Guitar Hero went away. They closed their service. And since then, with Rock Band being our only option, Caroline, I've bought like 100 songs. I've spent so much money on this game.
Wow.
But here's the thing, though. They drop new songs every week. And it's not like I sat there and I bought $100 worth of stuff. I buy a song here. I buy a song there. Victoria wants to play 1 week. I buy 2 more songs. I buy 2 more songs. All of a sudden I look at it and it's like, I've spent $75 on music.
But that's such a smart way to do it. That's how Smash needs to be going forward. They just need to keep adding characters and adding packs, and people will buy them as they want.
Maybe. I think they could run out of characters. It's a lot of balancing.
Maybe, but
it's not like a board in Rock Band. But I get your drift.
Or as these sports games, just keep updating it every year. Don't make a brand new 2020 game, 2021.
Yeah, that's Rock Band. They release 5-10 new songs every month, and every time me and Victoria sit down to play, I buy a new song or 2. And if we play like every other week or so like that, like it builds up over 2 or 3 years. Like I look at it, I'm like, man, we have a lot of music now.
That's so cool. I didn't realize that they had done that shit. Of course, the last time I played was when I was in high school and Guitar Hero had just come out.
And the sad thing is it's like they have a campaign that's super cheesy and funny. You can play online multiplayer. Like it's never been better. And I honestly don't know if we'll ever get another one. Like I don't know if this is it or if they keep it. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know what the future holds for that franchise.
Wow.
I really like this question. Came in last week, but we finally get a chance to answer it. Jim wants to know, he says, Donnie mentioned that Five Nights at Freddy's was a blind spot in his gaming history. What other big blind spots do you have, and why do you think you've never given those games a try? Nintendo blind spots? This is interesting.
In terms of Nintendo blind spots, I'm not big on the Metroid scene. I don't get the Metroid hype. kill me, right? I know people are going to just absolutely
I think it's
destroy
fine.
me for that.
It's not a giant
So
franchise.
I've never understood the Metro type. Now, in terms of all around gaming things, Overwatch. Part of this is trying to get away from that because I know I can be addicted to it. And another thing is that like children have kind of ruined those kinds of games for me. So Overwatch, Fortnite, I don't want to get involved into things like that. Um, Nintendo blind spots. I mean, I pretty much put my hand on everything Nintendo. So
My blind spots, my big gaming blind spots. I think this is actually somewhat topical because of the news. I don't know jack about Half-Life. Never played it.
I don't either.
Not one at all for a minute.
Yeah.
Not a few minutes. So everybody's all like, Half-Life 3. I'm like, don't care. Have no.
I think it's more of a meme than it is
I guess.
the actual people enjoy it.
Yeah,
you know?
it's going to break the internet. It's like, not my internet. I don't know what internet you've got. I'm fine.
I don't know
The other
anybody
one-
that's played Half-Life.
This is a newer or well, somewhat current one. I knew about it, but I never really paid it any attention. But when I started PSVG, it's always come up, and I've had it often recommended to me, and that's XCOM. I've
Yeah.
never played XCOM, and
I haven't either,
everybody
but-
that I tell that to is like, "You would love XCOM," and I
Well, it's
think
Mario
it's just
Rabbids.
because I like Fire Emblem that people recommend that to me, or Advance Wars.
Yeah. It is very similar to it's literally Mario Rabbids though.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah. Mario Rabbids is XCOM with the Mario skin on it.
And I'm wondering if it's just the IP. I mean, I've seen trailers, I've seen it, and I've never. So your question is like, then going back to the question, why have we never given those games a try? I'm gonna level with you here. If a game doesn't like intrigue me from its immediate like first impression visual, chances of me trying it greatly diminish.
Yeah.
For a lot of things, it is the immediate look of a game. I'm attracted. I often, back when we started PSVG, I often said I would like to remind you that it's called a video game. Like video visuals is in the name of the game. Like it's a part of it. And for whatever reason, XCOM's never really grabbed me. Like that whole thing has never grabbed me. I think that's why.
Another one for me is Halo.
Oh, that was a big one for me. I've rectified that here, but I'm with you. I had an Xbox 360 and an Xbox. Never really played Halo.
Well, for me, a lot of it is just, ew, Microsoft, ew. You know, I wouldn't want to ever own an Xbox
Wasn't
or anything like that.
into multiplayer shooters, and I know Halo had a campaign, but it was a multiplayer shooter. Like that's what it was for. You know,
There's a lot of PlayStation games as well that have been there, especially the JRPGs.
Yeah.
That everybody's like, "You're a JRPG queen. Why
Persona.
have you not played any
Ni no
of
Kuni.
these things?" Yeah, Ni no Kuni for sure. What was the other one that came out recently? That I mean, I dropped by the wayside with Final Fantasy. I used to play it, but yeah, there's a lot of series that I just am not completely into. But in terms of Nintendo, I'm pretty good about getting in everybody's
Nintendo
pocket.
blind spots for me would be consoles that I didn't have. So like a lot of the early portable stuff, I don't know anything
Okay.
about that. The
That
Virtual
makes
Boy
sense.
stuff, I don't know anything about.
Well, there wasn't much to that.
I think a lot of the older like B tier stuff, so like the lesser known SNES N64 stuff, maybe I don't know what those
Oh
might
yeah,
be.
so like Chrono Trigger
Yes.
and
Yeah.
oh my god, Secret of Mana. Yeah, like that kind of stuff. I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah,
If
so-
you didn't grow up with that kind of stuff.
Yeah. But I think I'm very knowledgeable and I might be more knowledgeable than a lot of folks on our team when it comes to like more recent stuff. Wii U, Wii, maybe even GameCube. I play a lot of that stuff and I go way deep into that stuff. So, but that type of stuff. And in terms of franchises, I mean, I think a lot of the Metroid stuff I've replayed, if I had access to it and it was like considered great, I've gone back to it. You know, so I like Samus Returns and things like that. I've played a lot of that. So
Yeah.
Metroid, I've done a lot of the Kirby's, Donkey Kong's, Zelda's, Mario's. I've done all that stuff. So maybe like some of the early WarioWare stuff. Maybe I didn't get into
Yeah.
that type of stuff.
I'm glad Xenoblade's not a blind spot for me anymore because holy cow, that was the stuff that I had no idea that I was missing that I needed.
I do like the Xenoblade games.
Yeah.
Coach Mo wants to know why we think FIFA and 2K failed on Nintendo.
Because they're sports games. me, a Nintendo person, does not really care about playing a sports game.
It's a good point. It's a good point. All right, so Coach, he did send me some further clarification. He said it's because of the system. Because of the system wasn't like the best place to play. He thought players left. Coach, I don't think you're wrong. It's you get into this argument with Nintendo fans where it's like this chicken or the egg thing. Well, they'll say it doesn't sell well. And what I mean by sell well, so like I remember, was it last year? Yeah, it's 2018. I think it was FIFA. FIFA sold more on Xbox 360 than it did on Switch in 2018. And I think a part of that is that the game is a featureless game. Like it's not comparable to its current gen counterpart. So why would you buy the game on Switch? It doesn't offer much. It doesn't look better. It doesn't play better. It doesn't have more modes. It has less modes. It looks less. The only reason you would buy it is to play it portably. And I think there is a sliver of people that double buy. I think that 1% that bought the Switch game are people that bought both. They bought their big console experience and they bought their on-the-go experience because they're diehard fans.
Right.
So Nintendo fans will say, well, because it looks less and it's featureless, that's why it sells less. It's EA's fault. And I think EA has a very good stance to take. It's like, well, it's featureless and it looks less because the console, the computing is less. There's less hardware. It's crappier hardware.
Right.
And this dates back for a while now, but the interesting thing to that argument, and I'm not picking a side here, I'm just trying to lay out the land, is that on Wii, those things were still true. It was featureless, it looked less, but they did sell well. But Wii obviously had a giant install base.
Right.
And I think the differences between the consoles, while they were big visually, they were similar in game design. Now you're looking at a completely different engine, right? We're talking Frostbite. And Frostbite is notably bad, and it's not going to run on Switch. If they were using Unreal, I think we might have a port of Madden, and we might have more stuff. But they're not. They're using proprietary engine. It's going to take a lot of R&D to get it up and running, which means they'd probably be better off outsourcing it, which is a lot of money, which they might as well not do. So I don't blame anybody. But to your point, back to bring it full circle, I think your point is right. I think Nintendo customers have been conditioned to not expect those things and thus won't buy them there. It's not because I don't think Nintendo fans don't buy sports games. I do think they buy sports games. I think they buy sports games on their other consoles that they have. Remember, it's not a one-to-one. Not every customer doesn't have just one console. So Donnie has consoles.
Yeah.
And I buy my sports games through EA Access on Xbox. I think that's what that's is.
Yeah, that's you. And then there's me who just prefers to watch real people play sports and not play sports through a game.
100%. Okay, Turkey says, I started Pokemon Moon this week. First ever Pokemon game. If I finish this one, which entry should I try next? Have a great show.
Pokemon Moon, huh? I would not recommend going from Moon to this one. I'm just saying.
Really?
Wow.
I think I was going to recommend it.
Really?
Yeah, so David Ray posted, and he had a great one. He said try Ultra Moon or go to Let's Go. And I would actually agree with that. I think those are fine. The problem is, so let me get out of the way. I'll get out of your way. I would not suggest going backwards because I don't think the pre-Sun stuff, it's a lot. Pokemon was a more choreful, more grindy game before Sun. Sun had a lot of quality of life improvements, and if that's what you're accustomed to, I think going back is going to be hard if you don't have that nostalgia.
I can see that.
So I would go forward, and I would say Let's Go or Sword and Shield. Pick one.
I'm just kind of biased right now because I'm having loved Sun and Moon. I'm not having that great of a time with it. I would not recommend Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon because they are literally the same game for the first half of the game, and then it starts to deviate. I would say X and Y would be a good, it's not too far back. It's still in the 3DS. I still love X and Y. It's
hard
still
to get
my
around. It's hard to know where you are.
What do you mean?
You've got to play the game and get an understanding of where you are in the map because you don't have the compass and the map and the direction and the waypoints that you had in Sun and Moon.
I see what you're saying. I just really, really like X and Y. It's what got me back into Pokemon after several, over a decade. And I think that it's a great game in general.
I couldn't get Jack to finish X and Y because he couldn't figure out where to go. That was the real hard part with me. It was always constantly directing him to go somewhere because he didn't know which direction to go in.
I see. It's old school Pokemon to me.
It is.
Figure out your way.
It is. That's the thing. It's old school. So if you came up that way, like I played X and Y, I loved it. It was great, but I've played them all.
Yeah.
If this is his first game, I wouldn't suggest going to that one.
Sure.
I just think it'd be a little harder than he's expecting it to be.
Yeah.
But it's a great game nonetheless. I mean, there's a lot of great options to choose from. Why not go to if you're going to go there, just go to the original. Like, if you're already on 3DS, you're playing Moon. If you finish it, spend $10 and get Pokemon Red and go play the OG.
Yeah.
Go get Pokemon Yellow and play it.
I just get Fire Red and Leaf Green.
Those are good.
Get those.
Yeah.
Those are good. Those are the remakes, and I think that they look a lot better, and you're not getting literally 2 words per line of text going down.
My suggestion, if Pokemon Go interests you at all, then I would suggest Pokemon Let's Go, because it's a great introduction to Pokemon Go. If that doesn't interest you at all, then I would suggest going to Pokemon Shield. It's the new thing. It's the hotness. It's never been easier to play. Yeah, the story's blah, but it's okay. Like Michael said, how many people play Pokemon for the story? Like, I've got to be in the very few, or like a small minority over here. I play Pokemon for the story. That's why it's not my favorite.
Too. I do too, and that's why I'm let down. But I play it for story and collecting everything and moving it over to my big group of family.
Yep. Ooh. Isaac writes in another question. What are your thoughts on games by Nintendo being optimized to the Switch's capabilities like Luigi's Mansion and Astral Chain? But other studios with Nintendo make games that are so-so graphics like Pokemon and Three Houses.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's different. It's different people. It's different. It's...
I wouldn't call them so-so graphics. Well,
I wouldn't either. That's what I'm saying. But different studios are going to have different capabilities.
Well, and you can't make everything look the same. Not everything can be a cartoon Pixar game, right?
Right.
It's the reason that you might say it's so-so is because, like with Fire Emblem, they're trying to do a style. They're trying to make a style that's harder to pull off.
I think there's
also
more
difficult.
There's also circumstances where Fire Emblem, Three Houses, and Pokemon were both exclusively 3DS titles for the longest time, and you're trying to make that jump into...
And quite frankly, there are some cutscenes in Fire Emblem Three Houses that are better looking than any of these games.
Oh, yeah, because they're hand-drawn anime.
Right, yeah. So they're gorgeous in their own rights.
Right.
But they're different. Like, it also, like, not everything can be, like, cartoony Luigi. Like, Fire Emblem stars real people. Like, you have to do faces and hair, and, like, that's harder to pull off. It's edgier. It's hard lines and stuff like that.
Well, Astral Chain did it, but Astral Chain had a unique style all its own where
Astral
it
Chain
wasn't...
is gorgeous.
It wasn't exactly... It's not realistic by any means. Like, you're expecting to see those bright blooms and glows. Yeah. And those things, like, if you saw those in, a normal game that was heavy on the realism, you'd be like, that don't fit there.
Astral Chain reminds me of like a made for US like Cartoon Network anime, like a Gundam game or something like a Gundam.
Like the Furikuri series.
Yeah, whereas like Fire Emblem is more like a Japanese like manga, like stuff that I've seen like in Famitsu and in screens and stuff. It's like a little edgier,
Yeah.
Astral Chain is gorgeous though. It
really is pretty.
So gorgeous.
But then again, like those people over at Platinum Games, they have a unique style and they're very good at it. And it really is just all, like Luigi's Mansion 3 is Nintendo first party. Okay. Astral Chain is Platinum Games, who has been hitting it out of the park since the Bayonetta, man. Oh, just the aesthetics in Bayonetta are just unbelievable to me.
Gonna be real excited for Bayonetta 3, huh?
I am.
He has another question. He said, should more games go the route of Breath of the Wild and Daemon X? Because of, he said he thinks Daemon X sold quite a few copies, appealing to those that love like that cell shaded style. Which I guess you could go as far as Breath of the Wild. It's cell shady.
It's a nice hybrid of Skyward Sword and Wind Waker, I think.
Yeah. Whereas Isaac, just I love cell shaded anything. It's a big reason why Wind Waker is my favorite. Again, going back to what intrigues me, looks. I immediately loved Wind Waker.
Yeah.
The day I saw it, I was like, oh, I'm going to love that Zelda game. And then I played it, totally did. One of my favorite Zelda games ever. And a lot of it is because of the visuals. The visuals of the game are stunning. I love it. And that's a big reason, one of the big reasons why I wanted to try Daemon X. I thought it looked really, really cool. Now, I played the demo. Doesn't play as great as I was hoping. I'll get it when it goes cheap. I'll get it and I'll try
Yeah.
it out. But I do like the cell shaded
Same.
stuff. I would always love for more cell shaded stuff. Though I hear it's from all the podcasts, and everything I've heard over the years, it's hard to do. You know, it's a reason why not everybody
absolutely.
does it. So it's a lot.
I mean,
of
that's
work.
why 2D animation is dead or
Yeah.
dying.
It's a lot of work. Whew. Okay. This is a question for you and or Brian. Those of you who've played multiple paths, not Donnie, in Fire Emblem Three Houses, for example, which one was your favorite? Was this the first path that you played?
All right. I'm working on Blue Lion still, and I'm working on Golden Deer. Thus far, still, Edelgard's route is my favorite, but I haven't. I think Blue Lions may, but
What's Brian's
Edelgard.
answer?
Edelgard for sure.
Okay.
He thinks that is the true ending.
So that's canon.
He believes so.
Okay.
Just from what is gathered information wise, it's weird because it's a lot shorter too. But what's gathered and brought to light information wise through that line, as opposed to the other lines, whereas you aren't told everything that's going on.
Okay. I'll just leave it at that. I mean, I've seen the other endings and stories. I think Blue Lions is my favorite, but I don't know. We've crossed the threshold on Nintendo releases per generation, so to speak. What entries do you expect to see going forward, and do you expect more direct sequels like Breath of the Wild 2 that comes from Holden? And I put in today's little rumor that came out today, or Leaky Panda is rumoring that there are 2 new Metroid titles in the works for the next 2 years, Metroid Prime Trilogy HD, and a remake of Super Metroid. Now, before we get into the speculations to the validity of these rumors, I'd like to point out that both of these things have been said before. Like, these aren't necessarily new. The Prime Trilogy remake is not new at all. This has been
in
going
talks
on
for years.
since Metroid 4 was announced. This has been a thing.
Right.
And that makes sense. This is also not the first time we've heard of a Super Metroid remake either. That came out last year.
Yep.
But this person does have some validity if they've done direct leaks and stuff like that.
I don't believe anything coming in the next 2 years like that. There's no way we're getting 2 Metroid things that's not Metroid Prime 4 that are coming in the next 2 years.
Yeah, I didn't think we'd ever get a Metroid Prime 4 announcement, and let alone a Samus Returns remake either. I mean, I wouldn't go out of the way to say it's not possible. I think it's possible. They just remade Link's Awakening. Why not remake a Metroid game? By the way, I'd be all for and would totally play remake of Super Metroid, although I know it'll be $60, and I wish it wouldn't be.
Yeah, and you know what? People are going to absolutely lose their minds because people are like, don't touch Super Metroid, it's the best.
Yeah, but if they gave it an art style, hopefully that ran well, not like Link's Awakening, but if they did an art style that captured me like Link's Awakening did, I'd totally be there for it. Sure.
Very difficult to do with a 2D side scroller, though.
Metroid's not my but you think that you say that, but think about like what it is. It's all the sci-fi stuff. So they could go with all the neon. Like, think about that indie scene right now.
I guess you're right.
What they could do with like the glowing purples and the yellows and lighting effects and stuff. I think Super Metroid could look dope. If they did it in like Unreal or something, oh man, it could look awesome.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
What the blaster cannon would look like, all that stuff, man. Or like, oh man, that'd look good. But as I'm not a diehard Metroid fan, I can't say that I'm over the moon and excited. I'd be excited about Metroid Prime Trilogy HD if it looked good.
I would too.
They are great games. I do own them and I have played them a bunch, so I'm not like, oh my god, I can't wait for it. Yeah. But if it looked really good, I'd buy it just to walk around and play a little bit of it. But I'm kind of there. Prime 4 is like, I really want a new Prime.
I'm trying to think of direct sequels. Like, the only thing I can think is, I wouldn't surprise me if they did Odyssey 2, Super Mario Odyssey 2.
Yeah, I've been saying that for a while.
I would not be surprised.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Now, here's the thing. I don't think we're over Nintendo releases for this generation. I mean, I do think we'll get sequels for sure. I think we'll get a lot of sequels.
Yeah.
I think
I
we'll
agree.
get a Splatoon sequel. We know we're going to Zelda sequel. We'll get a Mario sequel. I know that makes a lot of sense. But, like, there's still a lot of stuff that we don't have. Right? Like, we don't have WarioWare games. We have Mario Golf games. You can make a ton more Kirby games. You can do totally different spin-off games. Like, we're not, like, out of the woods yet. We haven't, like, lapped the corner. There's still lots of stuff that they could do. The interesting thing is, like, these ports that they've done, like Donkey Kong, Mario Kart. Like, I don't know if we're going to... Like, we can't get another Mario Kart. Or can we?
Very late in the generation, I would think. It's been since 2015 is when Mario Kart 8
Mario Kart's
originally came
selling
out.
so well. Like, why would you do it? Like, if anything, just add to it.
That's another one that I'm just like, just add to the game.
Yeah. But so, I mean, but sequels, I mean, I think a new Donkey Kong could be in the works. I think a new Kirby could be in the works. A new Metroid.
I think they're always working on a Kirby and a
they're
Yoshi
always
game.
working on that stuff. Yeah. We'll get a new Yoshi game. It doesn't have to be a sequel. Although, it might be, and I think all these types of things will, even if it's not called a sequel, they may, we'll call it
We
a
haven't
sequel.
had a Nintendo specific Monster Hunter yet. And I know that's a Capcom thing.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
they're always pretty good about giving us an exclusive Nintendo game. We've gotten Generations Ultimate, which was a port from 3DS. So I think, third party wise, that still is something to be desired. I think we'll see a Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle too.
Oh, so, yeah. No, so do I. I've been saving that one.
As
I'll go ahead
good
and
as
tell you
it
this,
was,
guys, now. Come the new year, when we're talking about what's coming next year, that's on the list.
Mario and Rabbids 2. Yeah.
Since I took that survey for them last year, I've been thinking about that constantly.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to be there for it, too. I really like that game.
Ubisoft 2020. That's what's going to happen.
And the stuff they talked about, because the other thing is Ubisoft's earning things. They said they had 2 or 3 unannounced titles that they listed. And when they showed that, I was like, yeah. Mario Rabbids is one of those games. There's stuff like, we don't know what Star Fox is up to. There's plenty of IPs to do. Like,
Still waiting on
RPG,
Bayo 3.
Mario and Luigi. Like, there's a lot of stuff that we haven't got to. But I'm totally down for sequels. I have nothing wrong with sequels. Like, let's get that going.
Xeno 3. Holden will be happy to hear that.
Xenoblade Remastered is going to be good.
Oh, yes.
Now, you're going to love that because you've got all the time in the world to play. I'm going to buy it. I'm not committing to replaying that whole thing again. Have you seen the calendar next year for games? I've got Dying Light, I've got Cyberpunk, I've got Halo. Like,
a lot. I don't have.
I can't play a 12-year-old RPG game for $100. I ain't got that kind of time.
Animal Crossing is blocking off my entire year. I'm going to be playing it every single day.
But I will totally boot it up and run around and see the awesome, beautiful artwork.
I can't wait.
Sure.
I can't wait to see.
I'm really happy it's getting remastered. I think when we started PSVG, I was like trumpeting that horn. I was like, that game deserves to be remade.
It really does. It really does.
Like, and for that matter, staying here on Holden stuff, like, there's a lot of ports that we don't have that we've been talking about. We've talked about 3D World ad nauseum. But here's the thing. Mario Galaxy, dying for a remake. Dying for HD remake. Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 HD would be amazing. It would sell so well. I mean, I think Sunshine would be a gorgeous remake if they did it all Wind Wakery with like bloom lighting and stuff. That'd be beautiful. But Galaxy's a much better game.
I'm just looking at my shelf over here, trying to get ideas.
And and another thing that I would really like to see is a little more new IP stuff. I would love to see a new Splatoon something. I mean, not Splatoon, but give me something new. Like, venture out and let's do something for a change. That'd be cool. All right, last question for the show. We're 108 minutes. What do you guys want to see free to download for subscribers next? Comes from Shell Shock Prime. So Nintendo Switch Online. And like last week, we got a question about SNES games when we're going to need more too. I guess you could throw that in there.
I would like Pokemon Home to be available free to download for subscribers.
Isn't it going to be free to download anyway?
Paying $5 a month for bank?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, okay, so...
Yeah.
Oh, I got you. Okay. All right, now I'm caught up to your thought. So it's $5.99 to subscribe, or if you're a Nintendo Switch Online subscriber, you get it for free.
Yes.
Okay. I just assumed it was going to be free, but I guess you're right. It might not be.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, that's pretty good. Software. I think maybe some of the older stuff. I'd love to see them pick like 2 or 3 indies and buy them, like do a free download week or something.
Yeah.
Like, hey, if you download Golf Story this week, you have it for free. Not the extended trial thing. Like, we're giving you the game.
Yeah.
That's what I'd like to see. Or Hollow Knight. Or pick one. That would even better. Like, here's Golf Story, Hollow Knight, and Snipper Clips. If you're doing Nintendo Switch Online, sorry, you get to pick one. Free code. That would be really, really cool. I love when they shine some spotlight on the indies. Yeah. Something like that would be really, really, really cool. I think Snipper Clips they should just buy.
Oh, for sure.
And just make it a game on the Switch. Like when people buy Switches, it's just on there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like an app. It's Minesweeper.
You can get the other one. I think it's like $20. The added to version. I mean,
Minecraft would be cool if you're gonna keep doing cool Microsoft stuff.
Yup.
That makes a lot of sense, especially because Minecraft sells so much stuff in game. So essentially, you're making Minecraft free to play,
Yeah.
which isn't that like crazy of an idea, really.
No,
Because
I
you
mean,
can buy Minecraft on PC for like $10. It's expensive on Switch. It's like $30.
yeah, I know. Well, I don't know if I mean obviously that's Switch tax stuff, but you do get the same sort of. I don't know. That's a good
When you
thought.
buy Minecraft on Switch, do you get the Super Mario pack for free, or do you
I
pay
don't.
that for that?
I
too?
don't know. I don't know. I was looking at all of the Minecraft packs the other
There's a
day.
bunch.
There, I know. Well, there's the new Frozen 2 one.
So that's
and
what I
right
maybe not maybe not Minecraft, but maybe you get Minecraft. Maybe you just get the Mario pack for Minecraft for free. You can download and play
It
that.
may already be available.
And then if you want the rest of the Minecraft game, you got to pay for it, like an unlock fee. That
I'm
would be
so
cool.
far removed from Minecraft these days. That's something else that children ruin for me.
You know what else would be good? I mean, I wouldn't like necessarily think it's a great idea because I just bought it, but the stretchers. That game with the stretchers I was saying with the people and the crazy dumb physics game. Make that free. Like do that for Black Friday or something. Not now, but do it next year. Not now. Because all these games, like they're old now. A lot of people have already bought and played them.
There's so many that's always just on sale.
But
like
now that's what I'm saying. They're falling down the charts. These are great games that are falling down the charts because they're being buried by new sales, new game releases, things like that. So let's prop them up. Let's spotlight them now.
Yeah.
Let's put them out there. And like, what's it going to be to go to the Golf Story people and be like, hey, how much money do we need to give you to give your game away?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they're going to hold you over a barrel. I think they'd be happy for the marketing.
For sure.
You know, like how cool would that be? Golf Story 2 and everybody with a Switch, you can go download Golf Story 1. Mm-hmm. Like, do you think they're going to make a Golf Story 2?
Probably not. Probably not.
So you said that, and I totally believed you when you said it, and like it just crushed my dreams. Like when you said it was like a dose of reality, and I was like, she's right.
She's right.
Damn it, she's right. Because there's a part of me like if I put myself in their shoes, I made this game for Nintendo Switch. The platform is super successful and it's selling gangbusters. My game on the platform was so successful that Nintendo put the icon of my game in their E3 presentation.
Right.
My logic is, how do you not follow that up with a sequel? Like you almost have built-in marketing. You almost have to. But then you were like, probably not. And I was like, she's right. There, indie devs are going to be like, oh, we want to do something else now. Yeah. It's like the Spaz interview, like the Golftopia guys. He's like, well, we made this space pirate RPG. Now we want to go make a golf sim. Like, that's how indies work.
It could get the Shovel Knight and Hollow Knight treatment, where they keep adding to.
It'd be cool if that Silk Song, wasn't that already free? No, it's not free.
I think
that's right.
Silk Song is separate.
So it'd be cool if they did Hollow Knight. Like Hollow Knight's free and then go get Silk Song.
Yeah.
And Hollow Knight was good.
Gotta play it still.
All right. That's going to do it this week here in the Nintendo Shack. Caroline, I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving with your friends and family. Hope you get lots of food.
Enjoy Cracker Barrel.
Yeah. I do plan on playing a lot of games this week. That is like my big to-do. Now that I've got Pokemon out of the way, I can get back to some of the things not on Nintendo system. I finally kind of cleared the decks. So I'm going to play the Taurus, but I'm going to play Control. Hopefully if I can get through that, I'm going to get to Star Wars. Hopefully I'm going to get maybe some World War Z going on. I'm excited. There were rumors, rumblings of possibly Mario Kart 8 play in the Discord, but I don't
know if I'll be able to make
all
that
multiplayer events that we do, it fell on deaf ears. It was like two people were like, yay! So we probably won't do it. But hey, if you want to do it, psvg.blog/Discord, come check out the Discord, which has been recently boosted. So we've got a pretty Shack GIF logo and changes colors and waves and all that good stuff over in the Discord. It's popping. You got to get in there and say hello.
Yeah.
So that's going to do it for us, Shackers. Happy Thanksgiving. We'll catch you next week.
Bye.